Medical aid in dying from mental illness coming to Canada March 2023. Should we wait till discuss it then, or should we discuss it now? Let's discuss it now. What is the timeline of events that happened from 2015 until 2023? What questions can we extrapolate from this decision coming in 2023? Should it be legal in Canada? Should it be legal only for mental illness in Canada? And what moral and ethical dilemmas might doctors face when confronting this issue? Let's talk about this right now. How's it going, everybody? Ryan back at you here with another controversial but yet thought-provoking topic. Okay, so let's dive into this right now. So MAID, Medical Assistance in Dying, is coming to Canada for mental illness only March 2023. Should this happen? What are people's opinions? I know a lot of people are going to have differing opinions on this whenever it comes to life and death, my body, my choice. Everybody's got a different opinion on this. There will probably be no universal agreement on anything related to this topic ever, and that's okay. But let's discuss what is going to happen March 2023, and let's talk about this. Let's ask some questions, and let's see if we can discuss the answers to some of these potential questions coming up here, okay? So let's take a look at first what happened in the Supreme Court of Canada in the first ruling in March 2015 in regards to this issue. In 2015, the Supreme Court of Canada ruled an absolute prohibition on doctor-assisted dying violated the Charter. Competent adults suffering a grievous and irremediable condition had a constitutional right to medically hastened death. So basically what that says is that anything preventing doctor-assisted dying was unconstitutional. This led to Bill C-14, which allowed for assisted dying in cases where natural death was reasonably foreseeable. So here you have the reasonably foreseeable scenario. Let's see what this leads to in the next coming years. In 2019, Quebec Superior Court ruled the reasonably foreseeable death restriction unconstitutional, and that people still had a constitutional right to euthanasia. This led to March 2021 Bill C-7, which changes the reasonably foreseeable criteria. So here you see the evolution of this reasonably foreseeable criteria, narrowing the scope of what's accepted and what is going to happen next right here. March 2023, medical assistance in dying expanded to competent adults whose sole underlying condition is a mental illness. So there you have seen the timeline of events that led to this March 2023 decision. They have narrowed the scope a little bit, tweaked up some words here, tweaked up some scenarios, where now it has gone from where reasonable death is in the foreseeable future to mental illness only. So let's extrapolate some questions from this. Should medical assistance in dying be legal in Canada? Should it be legal only for mental illness in Canada? And what moral and ethical dilemmas might doctors face in regards to this issue? So, should it be legal in Canada? My opinion is yes, okay? Now, obviously, this is a hot topic. You know, mental illness, there's so many different types of mental illness. You have depression, whether you want to debate the ethics or the realism of, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, post-traumatic stress disorder, maybe even ADHD, who knows? But obviously when it comes to mental illness, you're in an altered state here, okay? And I'm not here, again, I have no medical degree, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist. I have no right to really even describe, what is what and, what treatment people should be getting, what steps we should take to get to this final decision. I have no input on that. All I'm doing is asking questions here, really, and providing the scenarios. We'll let the professionals provide the process and the steps to get there, okay? So obviously with mental illness, they have determined it is mental illness, which will be the criteria. Again, why they decided that, who decided it, not up for me to decide, okay? So, whoa! Really graphic, dude? We just showed that. Is this amateur hour? Are you new? Man. Some people. Anyway, so should this be legal in Canada? My opinion is that yes, it should, because, obviously unfortunately, if people are suicidal, some people just, I guess, might not want to do this by, by like conventional methods. I don't want to go into the types of, ways people commit suicide. That's not, it's not here. But obviously it's for, could be for people that want to maybe experience less pain, fade out of consciousness or whatever. Should this be legal? Yes. And I think it should be legal to prevent any legal ramifications from family members to doctors, for the doctors that do help patients with this. Obviously makes it more legal, more accepted, right? Obviously, I think that's the way to go. So I agree that it should be legal. It should be a law. I am in support of that. Now, should this be legal in Canada only for mental illness? That's not up for me to decide. I am not qualified as a psychiatrist, as a medical expert, as a doctor, as a psychologist to really answer that question. Whoever put themselves in charge of this to determine the right steps, processes, criteria, questionnaires to get to this endpoint, that lies with them. I would only assume, because when you have a severe mental illness, you can't think properly. You think you're very hopeless. You think suicidal thoughts, and obviously with mental illness, there's a lot of suicide involved. Obviously, so that's probably why they chose mental illness only. And of course, it raises the question: is someone with a mental illness capable of making these determinations, themselves? Well, that's why they're, whoever these people have determined what criteria they have used to get to the endpoint of mental illness only, right? I don't know. I'm not qualified to make this assumption. Should it only be for mental illness? My answer, my opinion, I don't know. I have no idea. We'll leave that to the people, the powers that be, for that question. Now, the final question. What moral and ethical dilemmas might doctors face? Well, obviously you're going to have a lot of doctors that probably, won't do this. Maybe some that will. They'll most likely have, the ones that don't want to, partake in this would have a guilty conscience. Maybe they might think, they contributed to, the death of someone. It might weigh on their mind forever. They might not want to do this. And this might even equate to, when someone's on life support and a family member is in charge of, pulling the plug. Unfortunately, it's a bad scenario. It's horrible. But, family members, close family members are the one to make this decision. And it can be a very difficult decision. You want to hold on to that person for a while, but you don't want them to suffer. It could be the same, a very similar, feeling for a doctor. And I think morally and ethically, you might see maybe more doctors than not might not agree to this, because it could be because of that guilty conscience. They don't want to be responsible for determining if someone should, continue to suffer or assist in medically assisted, suicide or death. I think, and there should be absolutely no way. I don't even think this will be a debate. I don't even think this will be an issue. But there's no way a doctor should lose his practice or her practice for refusing to do this. That probably isn't even an issue. I'm just throwing that out there. So yeah, if it was me, if I was a doctor and I was approached for this, I would not be able to do it. It would weigh on my mind that I would feel that I contributed to, the death of someone, and it would weigh on my mind. I would have a guilty conscience about it. That's me. I could not do it myself. But that's not to say some other, doctors might do it. Who knows? But that's just what I think. What do you think? Tell us what you think in the comments below. It's a very controversial topic. Again, when it comes to human rights, when it comes to my body, my choice, I, for one, am for my body, my choice for every topic. Not just some, not just a few. If people, want to decide what to do with their life, I believe they have the right to decide. For all topics. Okay, we're not going to get into that. I feel this should be legal in Canada. I don't know if it should just be for mental illness. And obviously, the doctors there's going to be a lot of doctors out there that will probably not partake for, their own moral and ethical reasons, which who knows, we'll find out. But it's a hot topic, one that we'll probably be debating for a while amongst other related topics. So let's see what happens with this come March 2023. What do you guys think? Let us know. How do you guys feel about this? All right, guys. So that's enough for today. Oh, maybe we'll see. And we will come at you another day for another hot topic, some more questions, some more debates, discussions, and you guys have a good day. Oh, and before you go, wait a minute, hang on. If you're on YouTube, watch this video. If you're on Facebook, I can't show it to you. And then watch this video here. So go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, RPKULBABA, and watch on there. Help me out. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.